This video, again, continues my discussions on character education for children, how we develop character in children. And this one will be about self-control. Now, before starting again, I want to put this in context. You have to remember that when we're talking about character, it's not merely a matter of wanting children to be good boys and girls, although that certainly is a byproduct. What we're trying to do, why character? Character is related to growth. It's related to growing according to your abilities and to your talents, and in a sense, becoming everything that you can become over a lifetime. And then the other half of that is that you're growing to become a greater and greater contributor to your world, to serve other people, to help them. You're a part of a community in which you play an integral part to making it better. That's the context in which we talk about character. Now, also want to make the point that character or virtue is something that can be nurtured and grown. No matter what age you're at, no matter where you live, you always can become a better person in the process of growing. Philip Kitcher, who's now at Columbia University, he's the John Dewey Professor of Philosophy. He puts it this way: character education and character development is educable. You can educate young people and throughout their life, and it can be measured. So you can tell whether or not we're making some progress in this direction. And that's important because we want character education, therefore, to be intentional, not by accident, not allowing children's character to be shaped by forces in the world that we may not be favorable toward, may not lead them to their becoming their best selves. So character education at school and at home should be intentional, purposeful, and that's sort of the purpose of these videos that I've been making. Now, first we've talked about courage. Today I want to talk about self-control. And again, I'm going to talk about self-control in the context of growing, of flourishing, and of serving other people. Now, anytime we come across a decision, think about this as ourselves first before we apply it to children. We have some decisions to make. And there's a conversation that goes on inside of us. Choices that we make that will enhance our ability to grow, our ability to serve others, care for others, have others in our heart. And there's another part of us that's pressing. That's the immediacy of pleasure, comfort, or we're just busy, or we're under pressure from other people, social pressures. And we have this conversation running inside of us. We have a project to get done. I can work on that, or I can take the day off and do something pleasurable. Not that there's anything wrong with pleasure, but it's a matter of making choices for me to realize the person I can become, my achievements and my successes, and to be the person who is taking care of others, serving other people in whatever capacities that will be. So there's a conversation, and we go back and forth. And what is self-control? Controlling ourselves to make the choices that make us a better person, make us successful, make us able to achieve, or make us able to save others. And so we wrestle with that conversation. It's internal. And that's what everybody does. And that's what children need to understand. Self-control isn't just merely have a strong will and don't give in. You're trying to manage this conversation that goes between the immediate pleasures of life and maybe the long-term gratification that leads to more substantial success toward yourself and toward others. All right, how do you cultivate that in children? Well, again, I come back to this matter of having a conversation with them and helping them to understand that this internal conversation, battling against the best that can come out of me, and maybe the other side is wasting what's inside of me. They learn a lot from your own struggles and pointing out the struggles that other people have to understand. I'll often, the one I use with my students often, especially the younger students, I'm always fighting the battle to be healthy and not to put on weight. The problem is chocolate chip cookies. And as soon as I see that chocolate chip cookie, two things run through my head: stay slim, stay healthy, avoid sugar. And then the other one, oh, but that cookie is so good. Children get a kick out of these stories. I do the same thing with exercise. I would like to swim every morning if I could. But in the middle of January, when it's 10 degrees outside and I've got to rush off to the YMCA and put on trunks to jump in the water, oh, it's so easy to say, another 10 minutes in bed versus paying whatever price I need to pay. Um, the children love the stories. They love to know what's true, and you're rescuing them just simply from the argument of you have to have a strong will. Don't give in. Well, it's not that simple. And for them to understand themselves, what are the things I give into? What are the things that make me compromise with who I am, that make me give in to temporary pleasures and then sacrifice getting better at school or getting better on my baseball team, some price that I have to pay, and I have to practice some long-term gratification so that I can achieve, I can succeed, I can help other people. All those require an argument that's going on inside of us, a conversation in which little by little we build up the habits of choosing what is best for us and what is best for the people around us. And in this way, we're educating them and we're able to make progress that is measurable and give them the tools that they need to flourish, to thrive, to overcome problems. All these take conversations, inward conversations. Even when we're suffering and having hardship, we still have a conversation to choose to do what is right, what is the best for us, what is the best for others, or to relinquish and maybe give in to stress and pressure that's really inordinate to the situation that you're found. I think that's a pretty good summary of self-control, and it's quite supporting to children and encouraging that they're joining the human race. They're not trying to be somebody special. They're just these plain old people trying to navigate the conversation within them to become a better and better person. Thank you.